Hello and welcome to my channel, Living Well with Dr. Michele. And I would like to present to you how to get a good night's sleep naturally. And I presented this during my Chakra series class, but I want to take some time to give you a few tips and emphasize a few things so that you can use some natural solutions to sleep well, sleep through the night, feel good and refreshed when you wake up in the morning. And here's me. Why should you listen to me? I am Dr. Michele Arnold. I am an acupuncturist, doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, California licensed acupuncturist, and I have been in clinical practice since the year 2000. So, tip number one, check your dietary habits. Perhaps you've overlooked this one. Forget about the one size fits all attitude because it's a pretty popular thing today to hear that, hey, don't eat anything after 5 p.m. Bad sleep, you won't feel good, you'll be bloated or you'll gain weight. But sometimes that's the case. Maybe your food is too rich or too fattening, you're eating too late, or maybe you're going too long without eating. Like maybe it's you're not eating after 3 or after 5 p.m. and for you that is too long, and then your blood sugar levels are just all over the place. And you might even be waking up really early or feeling kind of weird or funky or dizzy, that kind of thing. So everybody is different, and so what works for one person may not work well for you. So are you eating too late, or are you not eating enough, going too long in between, right? And this is just a picture of some breakfast cereal, some amaranth with some blackberries, just another idea of getting fiber. um, Tip number two, be sure that you wind down before bed. Give yourself a good 1 to 2 hours before you try to fall asleep. Like, don't do anything too stimulating or frustrating. Like, give yourself time to think and solve problems before bed, and just make it a habit that, hey, at this time by 10 p.m., I am done. I'm not going to think about that anymore. If you need to do some journaling, that can always help, especially if you give yourself that time limit. And so stop all of that before you are ready for bed. But as I said in my chakra series class, and that is a recorded webinar, I mentioned that for me, when I get into bed, I feel as if that's my alone time, and I look forward to thinking. I look forward to that time with my thoughts, and that works for me. And sooner or later, I just drift off to sleep, and that's really nice. But I'm not frustrated or angry, and so that's what I'm suggesting. If that works for you, is you can use it as your alone time. But then for some people, you get into that mode of overthinking, and we don't want to go there. So do what works for you. Again, everybody is different. There is not a one size fits all. You can use some calming aromatherapy. Here are just some suggestions. There are so many essential oils out there, but you want to use something that's going to calm your mind and just make you feel sleepy. One suggestion is lavender. Vetiver is a very grounding essential oil. It helps with the mind and focus as well, and kind of makes you just feel really connected and grounded. It's really good for ADD. Sandalwood, and this to me smells like meditation. It just makes the whole aroma makes me just feel really calm and sleepy. Wild orange, it makes you feel happy and can get rid of those anxious negative feelings. Use something that is more effervescent, that will help open the airways if you're not sleeping because of nasal congestion or sinus congestion or not breathing right. doTERRA has a blend called Breathe. You can put a little swipe under the nose. The peppermint can help. Normally, peppermint is really great for focus and energizing, but it helps open the airways. So you can even combine the, like lavender peppermint together, or wild orange and peppermint, and put them behind your ears, on the bottom of your feet, or use a diffuser and just have the aroma diffuse throughout the room. People swear by herbal teas like chamomile. a lavender, a wild jujube, which is swanzhao in Chinese medicine, or ziziphus, valerian root, um, maybe some warm milk with a little turmeric, lemon balm. And again, give yourself enough time to drink your tea and to use the restroom before bed so that you're not waking up to use the bathroom if you're drinking too much tea right before bed. But generally, hour or two before bed, have a nice warm cup of tea. Supplements. Melatonin, people ask about quite often, and melatonin is a hormone released by your pineal gland that helps regulate circadian rhythms. But just know that the melatonin is mostly synthetic. The short-term use appears to be safe for most adults and children, but information about the long-term effects, there's not much research on that. That's limited. There can be potential interactions with anything that you're taking, any other drugs. So always find out first if you're going to add a supplement like melatonin to your daily, routine. And other people ask about CBD. That's the cannabinoid oils. That comes from hemp, and so there's the non-THC version. So that means that there's nothing that's going to be psychedelic or in the CBD, and those oils work really well. A lot of people have great results, and some people do take the marijuana, the kind that does have the THC, but there are psychoactive ingredients in those. So just know what you're taking and use what works for you. Number 6, take care of any underlying emotional issues that may be at the core of insomnia. Quite often, insomnia occurs because we are obsessive compulsive, or we're overthinking. We can't stop those negative thoughts and the anxiety, always thinking about impending doom, thinking the worst, because we are not here in the present. Just stay in the present right now, like anxiety, depression, feeling sad, frustrated, irritability, or anger. So seek counseling if you need to, do some soul searching, journaling can help. I mentioned in my class, and we did it together, the emotional freedom technique. So you can use the emotional freedom technique on a regular basis, along with anything else that you're doing. It wouldn't help you just in and of itself, but it could be a really good thing to add to your routine. And if you sign up for my Living Well with Dr. Michele, I have quite a few different classes where we do use the emotional freedom technique, and I use it during our class when we talk about insomnia. And just know that you are good enough, because really most of these underlying issues really comes from that core belief, no matter no matter how you slice it, is I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. So you might hear me talk about repressed rage, that we all have repressed rage subconsciously. And that's just, on a normal basis. And I'm not talking about anybody that has any mental health issues, just somebody who's, a normal person dealing with everyday things. We have a belief system, we have, about ourselves, and we have some repressed rage that is at the root of all of disharmonies in our mind body. And this blocks the circulation of chi and blood, which is congestion. So there's really only one disease, it's congestion, and there's only one cure: circulation. Breathing techniques. So meditation at its core begins with breathing, and different techniques are like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, and just meditation, or listen to a meditation. Take 5 minutes at least to focus on only your breath, and you can do it like me. So I'm going to lay down here, and if you want, you can follow along. But this is how I like to start. Like, this is just a very beginner type of breathing technique, and you want to have one hand on your chest, one hand on your lower abdomen, because when you breathe in, you don't want the chest rising. You want to be able to feel your lower abdomen rising and falling like a balloon filling with air. And so you breathe in, and when you breathe in, then you will stop at the top of that breath and hold it for a few seconds. So let's do it. We'll breathe in Breathe in. Hold. Exhale longer than your inhale. Breathe in through your nose. Hold. Exhale. And you can choose to make a sound. So you breathe in through your nose, and when you're breathing out, you can make a sound that will help you make that expiration longer, like a shush sound, shh, or a S, like air coming out of a tire. Or ah. So I hope that helps you get some ideas about breathing. Sound healing. So you can certainly listen to like a radio station or an iPad or your iPod or whatever, and find some meditative kind of music, white noise, nature sounds. I like a tuning fork. You can get one like I have here. You can use an ohm tuning fork or an auto 128 tuning fork. I like to use the ones that have the weights for sleep to help you feel sleepy, because you won't hear the sound when it's away from your ears, but it's a very deep, very kind of harmonizing, grounding sound, and it helps reset your autonomic nervous system. So you can listen, one ear, tap it 3 times, then the other side. So when you listen, it'll gradually dissipate, and then you would strike it again, let it wind down, till it just about stops making any sound. Hit it the 3rd time. It's going to take a while, and then you would repeat on the other side. Okay, so do it at least 3 times. You can do it as many times as you want, but if you have 2 tuning forks, you can certainly strike them both and listen at the same time with both ears. And so I always like to make sure I have a tuning fork like in my nightstand, or somewhere close where I'm going to use it. So it's vibrating, so you are feeling the vibration and hearing it. So it's a little bit different than music therapy, because this vibration, our body has bones and we're made of water, and we also have corpuscles in our skin that detect vibration. So to actually have the sound is great, because you will hear it and you will feel it. So, and just know that the time between reactivating the fork, like restriking it on your palm, or if you had an activator, is considered a musical rest. So it is an important part of this. So you do want that rest. And acupressure, I will do this for you. And I mentioned the EFT earlier. I'm not going to do that for time's sake here, but those are some other acupressure points that you can use, but some good ones for sleep. And I will start by showing you, this is the heart 7. So here's your pinky, and it's right at the wrist crease, right below the pinky there. And this one is here, okay? So you can just press, or you can make circles, and you're gonna do them at the same time. So this is how I do it, is if I'm gonna lay on my right side, one finger will be at yin tong, my 3rd eye, and the other one will be here. And I lay down, and that way I can press both acupuncture points at the same time. And both of those acupressure points are good for sleep. And rotate, at least a minute, but you can do it longer, repeat as necessary. So if you want, you can practice the full routine and hear the whole discussion about insomnia with my recorded class, How to Get a Good Night's Sleep. This is part of my Chakra series class, Body Balancing Made Easy, on my Locals channel, Living Well with Dr. Michele. So, natural self care, that's what the Living Well with Dr. Michele is all about, so that you can find healthy routines, live a healthier lifestyle, learn some information about using food as medicine, herbal medicines, exercise, moving the body. But the chakra class is a way for you to learn about acupressure, using a tuning fork for healing, and essential oils, chanting some mantras and positive affirmations, breathing, movement. All of this will help change your perspective, change how you respond to stressors, and just help you change your thoughts and beliefs to being more positive ones. And we do this together as a class, so, and mostly using it to clear and energize our chakra centers, which are at the center of our emotions and hormones and belief systems, because the chakras, in essence, are connected to our glands, our endocrine system, and the nervous system. That is what we mean when we talk about the chakras. So here is just an image of my Living Well with Dr. Michele, your holistic health channel. So you can sign up at the livingwellwithdrmichele.locals.com/support, and that will give you some options to sign up. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching, and I hope that some of these tips will help you get a good night's sleep. Thanks a lot. I'm Dr. Michele.